السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Sister Layla in the moon or in Earth?
Yeah, she's around. She's just setting up.
Okay. My brother Mohammed is here and I.
Okay, you can start whenever you're ready.
I see Sister Layla over there. Sister Layla, ¿cómo estás, señorita?
She's doing good. She can talk right now.
Okay. She got tired talking. That's why. Okay, I'm gonna start now. Inshallah Rabbi al-Alameen.
You can turn on your camera.
Okay, inshallah. Let me prepare myself. Bismillah. Yeah, okay. Oh, very good. Alhamdulillah. Okay. No. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شر مسائل أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. For all, Brother Muhammad is arrived here, alhamdulillah, to speak about a very important topic. Today, 11 of Sha'ban. I mean, exactly 19 or 18 days. Ramadan's coming.
Ramadan's coming.
Yeah.
Coming up.
And a lot of people are preparing.
Yeah, I'm preparing.
Yeah. You're preparing too?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to get your mind ready for this.
I'm preparing with this book here,
Inshallah.
the Book of Allah. I'm preparing every day. I start actually.
Yeah.
I start, inshallah, Ramadan more. But we start, alhamdulillah. So, my dear brothers and sisters, last week we spoke about how to make our family and our kids, encourage our kids to be part of Ramadan, inshallah. And it's very important, everybody having like male and female.
Mm-hmm.
And here we just discuss, Brother Muhammad, I just want to discuss with him. A lot of brothers, fathers, they come for Salat al-Tarawih. They come for Salat al-Tarawih.
Yeah.
And normally in Ramadan, Salat al-Tarawih, masajid finished midnight, 12 o'clock. And some masajid actually, some have a 21 rak'ah.
Yeah.
21 rak'ah, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Go home, the kids either sleeping or texting or watching something.
Yeah.
But I believe this is, especially in Ramadan.
It's funny. During the time of Ramadan, during the daytime, we're all, Ramadan. And you're at the jam and masjids, you're excited, you're praying with everybody. And it's always the first 10 days. Right? The first 10 days and the last 10 days, the masjids get full. And then in the middle, you lose some people. And then after Ramadan, they're gone.
No, actually, Layla al-Qadr, the whole
masjid, yeah.
Even people never pray,
Yeah.
but they come for Layla al-Qadr.
Yeah.
They think Allah will accept the dua that day.
And what happens is once they leave, the masjid khalas, it's over. And I think we have to kind of figure out a way to work on making it like a 24-hour thing. It's not just 12 hours or 17 hours or whatever it is from the time you stop eating to the time you finish tarawih. I know it's a whole day, right? And so I think sometimes we have to remember and remind ourselves because our children are watching us.
The key,
right?
The kids watching. Yes.
The kids watching it, and when you go on the member and tell them this is Ramadan, this is what you should do, and they're listening to you, and they're trying to remember everything you say, and then they go home and then they talk, because that's what I do, at least with my own child. When he goes to his masjid at school, what did the imam talk about today? Right? What let's talk, because I went to another masjid, so let's compare what my imam said to your imam, and let's have a conversation, and that way we can kind of learn from each other, right?
Actually, my wife and my stepson, my wife's son, go to the masjid, When he come back, she asked, what is the khutbah about? What the benefits? What did they have discussed khutbah
Yeah.
al-Jumu'ah with their son?
But
Yeah.
you have to.
Yes.
You have to. And if you don't start that, and here's the problem is when the kids are 16, 17, 18, 20, and you ask them that question, the parents are, oh, they never pay attention. Well, when did you start asking them this? When did you start to let them
I
get
love this.
that mindset of I have to pay attention because my mom's going to ask me?
Brother and sister, actually, Jazakallah khair, Dr. Muhammad. It's very, very important. Even not Ramadan, even your kids
Yeah.
go to school. We mentioned that before,
Yeah.
Brother Muhammad. But think about it. When your son, your daughter come and discuss what exactly you learn.
Yeah.
And I want to learn something
Yeah.
from you. Teach
Yeah,
me something
teach.
today.
Yeah.
Join as a cooperation together,
Yeah.
working together.
Have the conversation.
I love that.
When you start the conversation, and this is kind of what I tell the kids, and some of the parents when I get a hold of some of the parents, is that tell them use Ramadan as your springboard to start something new, right? To start a new behavior, to start a new trend in your family.
True.
You always can blame Ramadan, right? When I worked with the people, when I worked with prisoners or whatever, and I tell them don't do anything bad. And if your old friends come after you, tell them I said you can't do it. Blame me. Blame Muhammad. I'm telling the parents, use Ramadan. Blame Ramadan to listen. We're going to stop this behavior and we're going to change it for this behavior. We're going to take out internet, social media, TikTok, whatever, and we're going to put hadiths, and we're going to talk about prophet stories of the prophets, different stories, and this is what we're going to how we change it.
Yes.
Right. And I know because some of the parents they get upset, or they get, brother, I have to talk all day at my job, or I have to talk all day with my at work or at school. Now you want me to go home and talk to me? Yes, you decided to have children.
You have to.
You have to.
If I decide to have a child, yes.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
And I tell the kids the same thing. Talk to your parents. Tell your parents that was my idea. Blame me. Blame Muhammad. Mohammed Ziedah told us that during Ramadan we have to change this issue or this thing that we do. Because a lot of times you see the parents on the social media, right? When I go to the schools and I talk to the kids and I tell them, put your phones down during Ramadan, and then they tell me, well, my dad has his phone in his hand all the time, or my mom's always on her phone. So when we go to the house and my mom's on the couch, my dad's on the other side of the couch, and they're on their phones, what am I going to do? I might as well get on my phone too. So then you have like a whole family just sitting on the couches next to each other
With texting.
on their phones, looking at social media.
In my house, for example, there is no way to eat together on the phone away. Number two, after Isha, with my phone completely
Done.
off.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's only for me, my salah, my family, nothing else.
that's it. And that's when you use.
I don't have kids,
Yeah.
by the way, but only my wife.
yeah.
What are you do with her?
Yeah, of course. But that's how you use Ramadan, right? Ramadan's like a spiritual cleansing,
Yes, agree.
right? A spiritual cleansing, a behavioral cleansing, a month of. We talked about it and the other talks about how to change behaviors.
That's it. Yeah, actually, it's a month of a change.
The month of change.
Yeah, the month of change. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a positive change.
Yes,
Right.
agree.
And I think that we lose a lot of the kids too. When I talk to the kids, they lose the religious aspect of it. They know they can't eat or drink. That's it. Ramadan, when you explain it to the non-Muslims, we can't eat or drink. But no, explain to the other stuff, the other half of Ramadan and what it's supposed to entail.
Yeah.
Spiritual cleansing. It's a detox.
Yes, agree. Yeah.
Right? It's like a detox of every drug that you have in your system. Social media is a drug.
I think the Jewish religion actually, a real Jewish religion.
The true.
They have 3 days no food,
Mhm.
only drink water, and the third day they eat crackers, something, and that's it.
And again, it's a detox.
Exactly.
It's their form of detox. Allah gave us 30 days, right? And then you look at science. Science
yeah.
tells you in order to change a behavior, you need at least a minimum of 30 days of stopping that behavior. Then the next 30 days or next 60 days is a gradual change of the behavior and into something else, to develop a new routine, to develop a new behavior. Then after that, after a year, that's why most, if you look at most like rehabs, If you go to most, substance abuse rehab, drug rehabs, there are 28 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And our program was as a year, as a 1 year long program, because they know it takes about a year, in those years to stop the behavior, change behavior, and develop it into a new routine. It takes about a year to develop all that. So you use Ramadan as your starting point. This Ramadan, what are you going to change?
In fact, last week, actually, after Jum'ah, somebody asked me, Sheikh Ibrahim, the vaping in Ramadan is also very loud. And say, what do you think? I said, what the cigarette? What the cigarette? The cigarette? No. Because like the vaping is you cannot see. That has mentality.
The mentality, the
I
mindset.
say, by the way, cigarette is haram. I say, I know. Vaping is haram too. So why is haram? It's medical. If this is medical, if the doctor medical, no problem, but not during Ramadan.
The fun thing is they're gonna find a doctor that says you need the vaping for your medical reasons of whatever your reason may be.
The key, Allah يقول أعوذ بالله اتقوا الله ما استطعتم. Fear Allah as much as you can.
That's it.
And not only that, the first ayah, Surah An-Nisa, إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. Allah watching everything I do. A statement come out my mouth. Two angels writing, and Allah knows exactly what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
And in the gathering land, all our records, tablets. Something I forgot what yesterday or like 1 hour ago. It's
Right there.
Yeah. That's why I have to be careful. Ramadan, the month of change. The month actually is good change for our life.
Yeah.
Good change our life. And not only that, that's Ramadan, I can fix my life to be better than even before. Even your life is good, but believe it or not, in Ramadan you'll be a lot better.
A lot better. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's, I think you said it, you hit it. When you try to find a way to manipulate the system, find a workaround, I can vape, because I need, this, or because, whatever the case may be, Allah knows your intentions.
Yes.
Right. And like you said, Allah knows what's in your heart. Allah knows everything. So and I tell the kids that the same thing, because sometimes the kids, they'll joke with me. They say, well, what if I, dehydrate and I accidentally fall on top of a bottle of water and they make jokes about these things. And I tell them, listen, Allah knows what's going on in your head.
Exactly.
Right?
No tricks.
No tricks. You can trick your mom, you can trick your dad, you can trick me, but you can't trick Allah.
No. There's no way, Jose.
No way, Jose. And when you see that, and you tell them these things, and what's weird to me is I'm telling them this stuff, and it seems like it's the first time they ever heard this.
But the key, we can fix actually our household, especially with our kids, our life. The key, I have to change myself.
Yes. Yeah.
I have changed the behavior of myself, how I speak, how I deal with my wife.
Yes.
And my wife will deal with me.
Absolutely.
The kids will adopt.
Yeah.
Because they're a sponge.
Yeah. They're watching you. They're watching how you talk to each other. They're watching what you're doing. They're seeing everything that you're whatever it is, whatever you're doing. So if you're telling your kids to go down this path and then you're going this way, you can't be a hypocrite. Right? You can't tell your kids don't smoke cigarettes, but then you're going in your car and you're smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
You can't tell your kids.
Some people do that.
Oh, a lot of people do it. And the kids tell me, Mom, we go to the park and we have, our moms, they hang out and they're smoking together. What are you teaching your kids? Then you're going to tell your kids, I don't want you smoking.
There's no way.
But you're smoking.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can't tell your kids, don't go to a club and dance when you're going to go to a club and dance. You can't tell your kids, I don't want you selling alcohol for a living. I want you to go become a doctor. But then you're selling alcohol for a living. Like, you can't do the thing that you're telling your kids not to do.
SubhanAllah. Ya Allah.
Right? You can't
Exactly.
you can't tell your daughter and show your daughter how a husband is supposed to be treating his wife and treating your wife like garbage. And then your daughter's watching this thinking, okay, well, that's normal. That behavior is normal. My dad is, my husband, I guess, is supposed to yell at me. My husband is supposed to hit me because I'm watching my mom and dad, and my dad's doing that.
Ya Allah.
So it becomes a normal cycle. That's not normal.
I mean, an example in the house.
You're the example of the house. And it's funny is when I go into these houses sometimes, and I see the dynamic of what's going on in the house, and they say, "Oh, this is normal." No, it's not normal. This is not normal. You should not have to go to your friend's house to go eat. You should not have to go when you get back from school and go make yourself a sandwich and go in your room and sit down and eat for 3 hours or 4 hours because your dad is out and your mom is doing her things with her friends. That's not normal.
But exactly, you mentioned that, and I love that. Also, brother and sister, Ramadan is coming, inshallah, soon. Something very important. A lot of people gonna have breakfast.
Mhm.
When you breakfast, don't sleep after that. For a few minutes, Salat al-Fajr. At least make jama'ah with together, husband, wife, and the kids inside. If you're not going to the masjid, of course.
Mhm.
If you're not going to the masjid, pray jama'ah in the house. And believe this kind of jama'ah make you always united. And shayateen run away from the house, especially make adhan in the house,
Yeah.
or takbir, iqamah. Allahu Akbar, ashhadu la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan rasulullah for salah. For men, actually, men have to do that. The shaitan, when hear the iqamah or adhan, run away.
Mhm.
Run away.
It's awesome. I didn't know.
So do that, take opportunity, Jazakallah khair, Muhammad. Take opportunity to make this Ramadan a special Ramadan, to change the future for your family. Now, but brother, now something very important. When you go to school, actually, with the kids,
Mhm.
so the kids struggle a lot, especially non-Muslim school,
Yeah.
the public school.
Yeah.
Hard for the kids. How do you deal with this? So encourage our kids to fast.
So we talked about that a little bit last week.
Yeah.
With teaching our kids how to answer a lot of the questions that they're going to get, and being proud of the fact that they're Muslims and that we do things like this.
Not hidden.
No,
Proud.
proud.
Yeah.
You have to be prideful. You
Yes.
have to have pride in who you are. I always tell the kids, like, we're Muslims, man. We have an excuse for everything. Allah has an answer for everything. We can say we don't do this because it's haram. We don't go here because it's haram. But we have it. We have purpose.
No.
Right? And they don't have purpose. Right? And I explain to the kids, like, I work in I would think a professional arena. And to see some of these people who are in their 50s wondering if it's payday because they live paycheck by paycheck, and they're Friday, they're like, oh, Friday I get to buy this much beer, I get to do this much partying because I made this much money and I can still pay my bills. And I explain to the kids, look at the mindset of the people who are lost. The people who are lost, where their priorities are so messed up. Their priority is, it's Friday, we have to go out, we have to go dancing, we have to go drink, because we're so stressed because they have no purpose. And so I try to explain to the kids, and I try to explain to the parents, we Muslims, we have a purpose. We don't live for this life, we live for the next. Like, we're always trying to push our kids for perfection. We have, and there's no such thing as perfection, but we always strive to be better. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I tell the kids, you gotta be prideful. You gotta have a pride, especially the ones that are going from 8th to 9th. Right. When I talk to the 8th graders about Ramadan, and they're going to go to high school next year, and they're going to a non-Muslim high school. Most of them are, the majority of the kids here that we work with, they're not going to go to a
public school.
They're going to go to public school.
Yeah.
And so I explained to them, this is what's going to happen. This is exactly what's going to happen. And it's because every year it's the same thing. For every kid, it's the same thing. For every 8th grader that I've spoken to for the last 4 years, it has always been the same thing. Brother Muhammad, they asked me, how come we don't eat or drink? They asked me, oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't drink for 30 days. You would die if you don't eat or drink for 30 days. Your body won't, the stuff that they say, and so I explained to them, okay, man, this is how you answer the questions. This is how you talk to them. Because at the end of the day, our kids, even though they go to Islamic school, and I've seen this happen many times, where kids go to Islamic schools all their lives, even up to high school, but don't remember anything they learned in the high school, in the middle school, in the elementary schools, in the Islamic schools. And it's not for the teachers not being good or doing great. It's when they go home, it's never talked about. It's never instilled. It's never pushed back. It's never, it's never explained. Hey, what did you learn in school today? What's the lesson you learned today in the Quran class? What did you learn today? The parents don't get involved. They're in an Islamic school, I'm good. Why do I have to do anything?
Exactly.
No, you have to do it.
Because Islamic school, by the way, is science, math, physics, chemistry,
There's
biology.
There's other stuff. It's not just deen.
Deen is 1%. 1%
Yeah.
Deen Islamic thing.
Yeah.
1%, but it's everything in public school in Islamic school, just only the Islam and Salat Dhuhr. And that's it.
And I think parents forget that that's all it is. And so if you're not taking the time after school to engage with them and
Yeah.
talk to them about what happened, what's going on, what did you learn today? Read me the surah that you learned. Read me the what did you get? What's going on in school? And khalas, I'm done. Because and again, I get this from a lot of the parents. And please, if you're a parent like this, don't get upset with me. I'm too tired to talk to my kids. I'm too exhausted for my day. I don't have time for that. I just want to go home and lay down. And when you hear those replies and the answers they give you, I feel it because I'm tired too. Right? You work, you have to talk to people, the kind of people that you talk to, whether it's the criminals that I deal with or used to deal with, or or you're working in a IT department, or you're a doctor, or you're a lawyer. You're dealing with a lot of people. You're talking. So you don't want to go home and talk somewhere. You just want to go home and stop talking, get a cup of tea and relax. Then that's what I tell the parents is, then why did you have kids? Did you want somebody else to raise your kids for you? Because that's not the way the world
A
works.
lot of people doing that. Yes.
A lot of people do that. And I tell them, I always tell them, and I tell all the parents here, if you want somebody else to raise your kids, trust me, they'll find somebody else to raise them. They will go right on social media. They will find whoever they want to role model, whoever they think is the greatest guy in the world, and they will follow that person's path. When in fact the perfect role model is the people in the house. If you want to teach your son how a woman is supposed to be treated, then the mom and the dad should be treating each other with a lot of respect. If you want to show your daughter how a man is supposed to treat a woman, you show her, you teach them, you show them in the house, and vice versa. They have to learn through role modeling behavior. It's everything we see is a learned behavior from these kids, right? They don't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to be a scumbag to everybody out there. No, it's a learned behavior. You watch these things, you see these things, and I see in a lot of the kids. When I see the kids and I know who the fathers are, so it'll make sense.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, now it makes sense why this kid is the way.
But Ramadan is going to change. Yeah. For example,
Yeah.
brother and sister, also, everybody, the majority of the people make an iftar together, break the fast together, Salat al-Maghrib, and everybody there. This opportunity actually going to change a lot.
You can use that time. Man, it's exciting. Like, you have to get excited for Ramadan.
Now,
right? You have to understand that there's power in Ramadan. It's like a power. And so for the kids, I explain to them, especially when you're in a public school, there's so much power in Ramadan. Like, think about the willpower, think about the focus, think about the concentration, think about the energy it takes to see everybody living their lives, eating, drinking, having fun, doing whatever they're doing. And then you're back there sitting back watching. You'll start to see some stuff. And this is what I tell them, especially the 10th graders, the 9th, 10th, 11th graders. You'll start to see some of the stuff that the kids are doing because you're sitting back and you're watching. You're sitting back and you're watching, you're listening. You'll start to see the dumb stuff that they do, the dumb stuff that they say.
Yeah, good point.
Yes. And you start to say, am I like this? Was I like that? And then you start to realize that these people that I'm surrounding myself with, they're not really going anywhere. Right? And so you will slowly start to see yourself in that month, start to see yourself kind of moving away from the normal thing that you used to do. And then you're going home. And then if it's at home and you have that energy, the excitement about Ramadan, and your kids are coming into the house full of positive energy, what's going to happen?
Yeah, but actually, good idea here, brother and sister here also. If the kids not going to Tarawih with the parents, it's very, very important for the kids to sleep early. You normally have to 1 hour, 45 minutes come before pressure for the kids to eat, but not to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Not to sleep. But I saw actually, with my family, not my kids, my family, I was with them actually a few months, and I sit with them. They woke up for the sun, and then when he wake, believe me, he eat with the people, with parents. I have no idea what he was eating.
Wow.
The mom actually feed him. He's an adult, but it's not a teenager. Feed him. He don't know how to why he's sleeping. honestly, I don't blame him. But if the parents in charge with the sleep, the kids get up
Yeah.
for Fajr,
Yeah.
pray Jama'ah with the parents, and they can sleep after that. Especially this year, Fajr is going to be 6 o'clock or something like this. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. And
Yeah.
and this is the time where you think about it as a parent. You think about, okay, what do we have to change in my house?
Yeah.
Right before Ramadan, this is what this is how you prepare yourself.
Repeat this
Yeah.
repeat this statement.
Yeah.
To change what?
To change what do I have to change in my house during Ramadan? Like what bad things can I change? What negative things are going on in my house?
Give me an example. This is very important. Example to me, to you, to us. Something to change. The
Like-
behavior with my wife, for example.
Like, okay, let's say you have a tendency to argue really loud in front of your kids.
Uh-huh.
All right, mother and father always
In Ramadan.
in Ramadan. I mean, before Ramadan.
Before
So
Ramadan.
before Ramadan, you guys are always fighting. You're always arguing. You're going back and forth with each other, and you always do this in front of the kids.
Oh.
And so we know, as any parent can tell you, it's not rocket science. It's not something that you have to read in a book. It's common sense. You shouldn't fight or argue in front of your kids.
Absolutely.
All right, we all know this.
But in Ramadan, we can do that.
But in Ramadan, you use that as your starting
Uh-huh.
point. Okay, listen, and you and your wife, you agree to this.
But
You know-
suppose I do that or the opposite, and my wife does not accept that. Like, for example,
Mhm.
okay, I have a problem with my wife, especially from my kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I have agreement with my wife. Okay, this month start,
Mhm.
inshallah. Let's have no argument in front of the kids at all. We have any kind of discussion together. Go to the
Yeah.
bedroom, and we discuss it together.
Yeah.
And then I decide no.
So that's funny because I was just thinking about that
Mm.
because that happens a lot.
I say no, but
Yeah.
she said yes.
But she said and it's back and forth. Whoever is the strongest willed person,
I love that.
right? Whoever is the strongest willed person, whether it be the husband or the wife, you're going to be the person that keeps your mouth shut. You're the one that's going to keep it closed, because what happens is the kids are going to see that. The kids are going to feel that.
And you're gonna be better than the others.
Yes. And
Husband or wife.
husband and
You
the kids will see, and the kids will get on that person. Hey, mom or dad, why are you going back and forth? It's Ramadan. It's Ramadan. I thought we agreed to this.
Very
Ramadan.
important here.
You're getting the kids now on the other parent's side. Whoever's the quiet one, and during Ramadan, the quiet one wins. So you have to realize that if you're not that strong of a willed person, where you can't control yourself for 30 days, don't they say during Ramadan the gates of hell are
Every night it's open.
every night,
Everybody.
except for Ramadan. In Ramadan,
Yes. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. Hadith Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the shayateen locked up in month of Ramadan. But the shayateen, sometimes a human being become worse than shaitan.
and that's because it's a habit.
It's
a habit.
A habit. And we can change the habit
During
Can we
Ramadan,
change?
yeah, of course, you can always change your habit.
because they're
Like,
fasting.
always, and that's where you start during Ramadan.
That means we have a solution.
yeah, there's a solution.
The
There's a
solution to be quiet,
Yes,
not to argue.
yes,
Something in my heart, even under Ramadan, Shawwal,
yes.
and after Shawwal you come, already
It's gone.
clean
Yeah.
heart,
Imagine,
pure heart.
imagine being the husband that's quiet or the wife that's quiet, and you're in there, after thought and after everybody's done, after the Quran, after the Tarawih is done, and during Fajr you're out there reading the Quran, and then your husband or wife wants to come and yell at you. Imagine how that would feel on that person who wants to yell at you when you have a Quran in your hand and you're reading Quran.
Quran, by the way, in Ramadan is very important. And if you are unable to read Quran, have the English one and listen to one of the shuyukh.
Mhm.
And I prefer also the only shuyukh I'm listening to, Sheikh Mahmoud Al-Husari.
Mm.
Listen to Sheikh because it's slowly, and you can read with him.
Mm.
But take opportunity, minimum 1 juzu every day.
Yeah.
And you have 30 juzu, the Quran is finished.
There's an answer.
Yeah.
There's an answer for everything. Ramadan has an answer for basically everything. everything.
Yes.
If you want to change something in your house, whether it's arguing with each other, whether it's social media use, whether it's, I'm going to figure out a way to make halal money. There's things you can do during Ramadan that, like, you have that as an excuse. Allah gave you 30 days to change something,
Yes.
right? So what are you going to change? If you're vaping, if you're that stuck on vaping that you have to vape, figure out what's wrong with you. Why do you think you need to vape?
Hold on. That means something very important. That means if I vape, I don't, by the way. If I vape, that means I have a problem.
Inside you, there's something that you're trying to fill, right?
That's very important point.
Yeah.
I love
A
that.
lot of people don't realize
Yes.
that. They think it's just I'm stressed out, so I gotta vape, or my wife is driving me crazy, or my husband is driving me crazy, I have to smoke. No.
And where's
You're wasting more money
yes.
on something that's gonna kill you. Lost, and I try to explain to the kids, especially when I do the session to the kids about vaping. I have a whole session about vaping with the children. I explain to them vaping is worse than cigarettes. It's worse than cigarettes. They don't know what's inside the vapes. They're still trying to analyze. They're still trying to see. They're still trying to figure out why some of the kids who smoke have water in their lungs. They're still trying to figure things out. Why they find little pieces of glass inside the lungs that once it goes from being melty because it hits a metal rod. And I'm trying to explain to the kids, vaping is bad.
Yes.
Just because you think it's a smokeless air and it smells good.
In fact, the Dr. Kamal in Myrtle Beach, I was an imam over there, and he's a doctor, and he spoke about scientifically about what do for that exactly. And but unfortunately, he speaks only Arabic. If Sister Leida if somebody can translate English or because speak about science, and hard for me to translate. If somebody can translate scientifically about the cigarette, about the smoking, about the vape, and he can be part of Sunnah followers, inshallah.
Inshallah. And it's not hard to find. You can always go online.
Yeah.
And Google, the ingredients to the cigarettes, ingredients to and that's what I used to do with my clients. And I used to print out all the ingredients for the cigarettes. And I said, look, there's 900 ingredients on the cigarettes. Yeah. But at least they have the ingredients.
I think the police normally they smoke. The police officers.
Yeah, some of them smoke, some of them, it's all cigarettes. I'm still surprised that even though cigarettes are very expensive, it's still people are still.
Oh my God, yes. I went to store at the Marlboro $10.
Yeah.
Oh my Allah.
And they still but that's the habit, right? That's the addiction.
Wow.
And so when you have an addiction that strong, and that habit that's so instilled in you with the years and years and years and years of doing, Ramadan is there to help you stop.
SubhanAllah, when I was in first college in Egypt, they gave me a cigarette to just try. Like this.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
Only one time I tried it. But everybody do it in the college. But alhamdulillah, I have no idea about this thing.
Listen, me and my whole family went to Palestine back in the days, and everybody came back smoking except for me and my brother.
So my point, brother and sister, Ramadan, yes, a beautiful month. And it's not only that. Allah says, شهر رمضان. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرق. So Allah said that شهر Ramadan is the best month for everyone. And believe it or not, I mean, everybody speak about yourself. I can change my habit, my attitude, the way I speak, the way I pray, don't have to pray. I can't control it this month. And couple now, husband and wife, somebody, husband angry all the time. If you can control your anger this month, he will learn. If you have kids, they will learn, they will adopt that. Take opportunity to make the best Ramadan this year, inshallah.
Inshallah. And there's you have 30 days to make a change.
Indeed.
Right? And you have an excuse.
Yes.
Right. And so when you have an excuse and you have to do it, as a person, if you're looking at yourself and you're looking at your life, you have to ask yourself, what do I got to change? Right? What do I need to change? So none of us are perfect.
No,
there's no such thing as perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
No.
But we can always make things better for ourselves and for our family.
I agree.
So when you look at hearing how your family is talking to each other, if you see some behaviors that's going on in the house that you want to change, you don't tell them and say to the kids, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. You know your kids better than anybody else. So like if I have kids and I'd say, I want my kids to stop using the internet. I want my kids to get off the tablets, or I want to get my kids off the video games for 30 days. I'm going to start to fill that spot up with something else. I'm going to try to make myself busy with them. I'm going to try to replace it, but don't tell them I'm replacing it. You don't say, okay, no more video games. We're going to do this now. No. Hey, can you get off the video game? The first day, can you get off the video game? Can you do this? Well, let's do this instead for a little bit. Second day, hey, can you get off the video game? We're going to do this for a little bit. Next thing you know, the kids will start to say, I'm not even going to play because they're going to stop me anyway, because they're going to want to.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So it's like you're changing their behavior, but you're giving the power to them.
Yeah.
To say, oh, Khalas, I'm not going to, why should I start the video game if they're going to call me anyway? It's manipulation at its best.
Yeah, by the way, when in Ramadan, I go to the gym. I stay 1 hour in the gym, exercise. No. Yeah, I have no problem. But psychology, oh, no, go gym. No, I can't.
Yes, and that's the thing. Right back in my days, I did football, I did soccer, I did basketball, I did track, all during Ramadan.
Yeah,
I never stopped myself doing it.
I do myself.
Yeah. Even if you look at the NBA players that are Muslims, the football players that are Muslims, they still go to football games, they still practice.
Yes,
they don't drink.
I mean, no. Of course, in Ramadan, no excuse. No excuse. Plus, I can change my habit, my attitude. I change my life to the best.
You can
to the best.
Yeah, or better. Or better.
I mean, better than before. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
but I can better than yesterday.
Even like, let's say for example, some of the kids, when you talk to, especially the little girls, and it's weird at that age. They're watching what they're eating, and they're saying, well, maybe this Ramadan I'll stop eating, chocolate, or I'll stop eating. Okay, good. Ramadan is that way. But you have to remember, after dinner, there's always what? Everywhere you go, when you ever go to the masjid, there's always dessert. So, and I tell the girls, okay, you say you don't want to eat chocolate. So when you're at the masjid and somebody wants to give out, chocolate brownies, you can't eat it. Are you going to be able to control yourself and not eat those chocolate brownies? And and you have these conversations, and they're funny conversations.
Yeah.
But what happens is, it's amazing, because they'll see me at a masjid, whatever masjid I go to, they'll see me. Oh, I saw those chocolate brownies and I didn't eat it, brother. And I'm like, okay, alhamdulillah, I'm good. I'm glad you remembered the conversation. So you make it into a life lesson learned, but you make it fun.
Yeah. The parents are supposed to make it fun.
You have to make it fun.
Yeah.
Because if you're on the outside looking in, like if you're a non-Muslim looking at Ramadan, like if you're a non-Muslim looking at, oh, wait, I can't eat or drink. I have to stop cursing. I can't do things that, like my wife. Wait, hold on. I can't. Like that. Look outside, looking in, looks boring.
The cursing, by the way, become like, ever they're doing that, even official people.
Yeah.
Even official, why become like a habit?
Yeah, it's a habit. It's a very habit. And I don't want to say it on that, but I'll tell you after this. But there's some. I was at a janazah, and I was really just surprised at some of the stuff that you see happening, and you're like, man, they're so addicted and having bad habits that they're doing things that they're not supposed to be doing during a janazah, and it just amazes me that you have such a habit that you can't turn it off, right? And so again, I tell these kids, I tell parents, when you start Ramadan, when you go into school, when you go into public school, and you have to explain to your teachers, you have to explain to your peers, you have to explain to whoever that Ramadan. You don't say, oh, it's Ramadan, I have to fast, I can't eat or drink. No, you tell them you're excited about it.
Yes.
Right. So when I was in college, or when I'm at work, or when I'm in the courthouse, and I have to, they're all going to, we're taking recess at 1 o'clock. Okay, go do your recess. And you're not going to eat today? Oh man, no, man, it's Ramadan, bro. Like we don't eat during Ramadan. I'm good. You're excited about it. And then they ask the questions, well, don't you get tired? Don't you get hungry? Well, don't you? Even though you eat, you still get hungry. You still get tired when you eat. Like you have these conversations with the non-Muslims, because again, when you're an outsider and you're looking up Ramadan and you're not really intellectually like sound on what Ramadan is all about, it looks boring. It looks like you're torturing yourself, right? Oh my gosh, you can't eat or drink. You can't eat or drink the whole day. That's boring. That's terrible. Aren't you get hungry? Yeah, of course, but that's the point, right? It's you're detoxing everything. You're changing your behaviors at the same time. As a parent, looking at your kids, because nobody knows your kids better than you. As a parent, look at your kids from now until Ramadan starts and see what changes you want done. And then in that 30 days during that Ramadan, that's when you say, hey, we're gonna have a different Ramadan this year. This year, this Ramadan, we're gonna do A, B, and C instead of what we used to do.
better
Better
than
than.
yeah.
But you're not gonna say that. You're gonna tell them this Ramadan, from 6 to time to eat, we're gonna watch some videos, some Islamic videos, and we're gonna learn about the prophets.
No,
So,
yeah,
you
good
know,
idea. Yeah.
You teach your kids these you start to change their behaviors without telling them that you're changing their behaviors.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
Indirectly.
Yeah.
Because if you tell them, they're gonna, I'm not gonna do, you're gonna have
Resistance.
pushback. They're gonna resist you,
Yeah.
and you don't want them to resist.
Yeah.
The only resistance we need is from the Palestinians.
Palestine.
But we tell our kids, all right, we're gonna fill that time up with something else, right? Come help me. I mean, I'm assuming most of the time people are cooking the house, or most of the time you're getting ready for the masjid. So there's things that you can do that you can fill up that time with as a parent from now until the start of Ramadan. Analyze your life.
I mean, from now, I'm gonna start to change.
No. From now till the beginning of Ramadan, you start to see what you want to change.
I mean, my point now.
Yeah. But right now you start to look at your kids and you start to say, okay, well, I noticed that my kids, when they come home from school, they go straight on their tablets. So during Ramadan, I'm going to tell them, okay, now during Ramadan, once you get out of school, I want you to take showers, and you're gonna help me cook. Whatever the case may be.
Cooking.
Yeah, whatever. You will see things in your child in those 30 days that you've never seen before.
Brother Muhammad had mentioned very, very important. Please give me attention here. When Ramadan with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, closer inshallah, brother and sister. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he cooked with his wives. They cook, they eat together. They eat together. And my advice, brother and sister, Jazakallah khair for that. Normally, the wife, she cook and she cook. She.
Mm-hmm.
Why she? He also. He actually is there.
Yeah.
Together, I cook together. I cook with my wife. Not only her. Actually, sometimes I do that myself.
Is it good?
I'm learning from her.
You're learning from her.
I'm learning. Honestly, Allah. By the way, I have 5 sisters. I grew up with 5 sisters and 2 brothers. I clean. Yeah, I clean. Yeah, I clean sometimes back. Believe me, but I learn honestly.
Yeah.
I learn from her. Why? There's good. Actually, a lot of people Arab here watching this. I don't know, and actually not Arab, Pakistani and Indian. The same thing. We are the same culture.
Yeah, culture.
I grew up as a man, and the sisters. Sisters supposed to do everything, but that's wrong.
Yeah.
In fact, I came to America. I didn't know how to cook. Why? My mom, my sister.
Yeah.
I have 5 sisters.
They did it for you.
But I came.
Yeah.
I never. By the way, I came to America. I never went to the kitchen until I got my wife Annie. I eat this, mashallah. I cook with her. I learned. Now I love to cook. I love to cook with her. Ramadan opportunity to do the same.
Yeah.
To be with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha cook together, helping each other, and let the kids involved. Will be the excellent family.
And that's how you change a nation.
The key.
Right? You change a nation by changing the family.
I mean,
right.
we can start, Brother Muhammad.
Yeah.
How to start now?
Now you start. This is Ramadan. This is when you start.
I mean, the plan now and the action starts now,
yes.
step by step.
And so you realize, and you talk about cooking, and I can't cook, so I'll do the dishes all day long while they're doing everything else. And so it's like but at least you're together and you're talking, you're interacting with each other.
Yeah.
And guess what? They're not doing. They're not online. They're not on their tablets. They're not talking to people, random people on social media. They're not learning from somebody else. They're seeing, and this is also comes back into play with the mom and the dad, right? So if you have the constant bickering and the constant fighting going on, you're gonna be too busy doing all this stuff together to fight, to argue, to complain.
Actually, believe it or not, wallahi, brother and sister, the love husband, wife, and kids together in the month of Ramadan, especially when iftar together.
Yeah.
Iftar together, you make the love grow and grow up very well in the family, and not only that, become more united. Don't forget 30 days
Yes.
plus the Eid,
Plus the Eid.
plus the
Plus
Eid,
the Eid. And we forget.
and
Yeah.
3 months after another Eid. That way, brother, you can change your life to the best.
Absolutely.
To the best. You are good. You can be better than even before. When this idea is here, take the advice, brothers and sisters. Very, very important. To change your life to the best. And alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah, Allah give us a month, not a day, a month, and in Adha 4 days. That's the excellent idea to change your life best of the best.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and believe me, husband, wife, husband and husband and a wife together work together in the kitchen.
Everywhere,
kitchen.
everywhere together.
Some people no go to the masjid. Yeah, go to the masjid.
Go to the masjid.
But you come back home, suhoor together, both cook together. Believe me, you're gonna change a lot of things in your life.
It's amazing how one small change can really open up a door of opportunity to you to see your children in a different way, right? And by the time and I love it when by the time the kids are 19, 20 or whatever, the parents say, I never seen the kid do anything. I never seen the kid study. I never seen the kid. Well, what were you teaching him when he was 10 years old? What were you teaching him when he was 9 years old?
That opportunity
The opportunity is now. And don't get me wrong, even if they're 19, 18, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what the
They
age.
still can change their behavior. They can still change their hearts. They can still change. We're not, some of the books that you read in college, they'll say, oh, once a kid hits 22 years old, that's it. Their personality is set. They can't change anything. No, I've seen kids change.
Yeah.
I've seen parents change. I've seen fathers change, mothers change. People change their behaviors.
In fact, I said one guy actually in high school. One guy in high school, he grew up as a Muslim, and suddenly he became a communist. What's communist? Yeah, communist, not believe in Allah, not believe in Muhammad, not believe in Quran, and suddenly he's not Muslim. And because he grew up as a Muslim, in Ramadan changed completely. Changed a lot of people. He came back, become sheikh after that.
There's a power in behavior. There's a power in routine. There's a power in kids need that. Kids need routine, right? Kids need to have like a consistent. Okay, you're going to do this, then this, then this, then they need a certain schedule, right? That's why school is sometimes important for some of these kids because they need to be on a schedule. That's why you see sometimes kids going into the army or into the military.
Yeah,
because they need somebody to direct them on what to do, how to do things.
Yeah.
So as parents, we have the power of 30 days during Ramadan to change,
to be the best,
to change what we see as parents, what needs to change in our house. Because we know, believe it, you can deny. Parents can deny all the time. When I talk to parents, they deny, oh, there's nothing wrong in my house. There's nothing wrong. I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. And then I go there for 2-3 hours.
It's different.
And there's a big
and they feel it.
And they feel it. Then once they hear, because I barely say too much. I don't say too much. I listen to what everybody else says. And once they hear the things coming out, they say, oh, okay, brother. Can we stop this? No, we cannot stop this. There's a change that needs to happen.
Yes.
And how you explain it to the parents, to the kids, the grandparents, family members, even sisters, cousins who are in that situation with them. And I try to explain to them, in order to change your behavior or change the routine or change an attitude or change something, it takes 30 days. You need a 30-day start.
Yeah.
Right? A minimum of 30 days it takes. And then once you hit that 30-day mark and you've accomplished this in 30 days, then you can work on the rest. As keeping things in a routine, making things it takes about a year.
Yeah.
But so that 30-day jump start, Allah gives it to us.
Yes. Allah, yeah.
He mandates it.
Brother Muhammad, when the couple, husband and wife come with the problem, they come to me, I sit together. Before they start, I say, brother and sister, I will listen to you and to her, and no interruption.
Mhm.
And I give a paper, write exactly about something. The key, I just listen to her and him, both of them. Listen, just listening. Guess what? The end of the conversation, the problem fixed.
You know why?
Tell me.
Because they're communicating.
Because they listen.
They listen to each other. They
Because they listen to each
stop
other.
talking and they listen. And that's one of the biggest issues is the communication, is the lack of listening. They don't want to hear each other.
Yeah.
And
Interrupting
interrupting each other.
Yeah.
They're listening to answer back. They're not listening to understand. They're listening to answer back. And so you take these 30 days to really hone in on your listening skills to each other, right? You really practice. That's why we said, when we talked about, having an agreement between a husband and wife, like for Ramadan, 30 days, we're going to chill.
Yes.
And there's one person who's not going to listen, but the other person who's trying to listen has to be the strong person, that strong-willed person to say, I'm not going to argue. Remember, Ramadan, we're not going to argue. And you'll do that for the first 2 days, 3 days, 4 days of Ramadan, because it's not going to happen overnight.
Yes.
Things don't just happen like this.
Yes.
You're talking about years and years and years of a habit, trying to stop it in 30 days.
I mean, the key we can change to listen to each other also.
Yes.
Especially in Ramadan, the best time to train yourself, give attention, listen,
Quiet.
and listen.
Yeah.
Plus, give attention, no accusation.
Yes. Don't blame each other for stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of husband and wife is speaking about a small problem. Actually, mostly, with all my respect, sisters.
Mm.
A small problem become huge problem. She have a story, and not only that, she bring problem. I have experience when people come to me, say a small problem. She bring that one and that one, so connected problem together to make an eruption of problem.
Like, yeah.
So, brother, accusation and ask question, and in there, a person go to work, for example, and he met one of the girls in the store, and then but sometimes in the group picture, why? Who this and who? As a picture, people in the picture. Allah, sometimes they don't know her. Sometimes they ask a question.
It's a 1 second picture.
A 1 second picture become a problem. No, this month we can change.
Yeah, inshallah.
This month we can respect and give some honesty and no accusation, and think. I think so. I think. There's no I think. And plus one من الشيطان, the thinking from shaitan. Be careful with that, sisters.
Yeah.
And sisters, and then brothers.
Well, you say sisters, I always say brothers, because brothers, we have the same problem. We think things too. We've got, guys are just almost as bad as girls sometimes, No,
when people come to me, normally the sister have a lot of suspicion about the husband.
Well, there's always, because we working outside. We're working on the community. We're working out with people. And this goes again when I talk to the kids about what their goals are, careers are, stuff like this. And when they get to high school, okay, remember that when you go into this field of doctor, nursing, lawyers, it's going to be mixed.
Yes.
It's going to be integrated. So are you strong enough of a person to know that you're a Muslim, and are you proud of yourself to be able to say, I don't do this, I'm a Muslim? Even when you go to college, when I went to FIU, it's hard. And they say, hey, Mohammed, we're going to go to the place and go get drinks. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a Muslim. I don't do that.
Imagine, I came from Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Gaza, we're here for universities in America.
Oh.
The first one, by the way, that's San Francisco University, California. And I see almost naked women.
Yeah.
But alhamdulillah, Allah protected my eyes. The key we have to make dua to be protected also. Hadith, Prophet Muhammad taught us, the hawa, the desires a lot. We have to, actually we spoke about Saturday the lecture for tafsir the Quran. Make dua, a lot of dua for yourself to be guarded from the shayateen. Give me attention. Al-ins wal-jinn. Shayateen of a human being and jinn. Human being, jinn, is more dangerous. A human being, shayateen, you face to face, beautiful talk. Allah said, تعالوا في لحن القول, with their talk. It's small talk. Oh, they are the best of the best.
No.
We have to be careful about that, brother and sister, to protect yourself and your honor.
Yeah.
Your honor.
And I think that's where dads come into play. Right.
Yes.
And that's kind of where,
repeat it again.
where father,
The father,
Yeah.
again,
the father is the one that creates that strength.
to the people
you know,
here.
It's on the responsibility of the father,
Hmm.
you know, to make those kids strong.
Okay,
Right.
but the father not in picture. Only woman divorced, for example.
And that's going to be a hard part, but you have to also find now, you know, to be able to, as a mother, as a single mother, or as a single grandmother, because there's grandmothers now also raising
Yes,
kids.
true.
You know, you know, especially the old school grandmothers or the old school mothers, you have to instill that strength inside these kids to really be prideful about being that Muslim.
Regardless, male or female here.
Or it doesn't matter, male or female, but you have to be able to honor themselves, right? To teach them to take honor in their hearts and in their spirits. And this is where Ramadan also comes into play, because we always talk about Ramadan being the spiritual detox, the spiritual cleansing, right? So everything that you've done back in the days, you have a reason to stop now. It's like we're being forced into a rehab during the month of Ramadan. You have 30 days.
Oh yes,
right?
I love this idea.
You're forcing yourself into
Yes.
into a drug rehab or into whatever thing that you want to stop, right? Whatever you want to stop social media, this is your rehab. Ramadan is your rehab. You want to stop drinking alcohol, Ramadan. You want to stop smoking a cigarette. You want to stop yelling at each other. This is your rehab. This is the time that you have as a Muslim, as us Muslims, we have these 30 days that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed to us to make a drastic change in our lives. And if we're not excited about it, if we're not, happy, if we're not, because I know there's people out there, oh, Ramadan's coming and I don't want to, I have to wake up early and I have to do this and I have to do that. You got to make it exciting. You got to make it interesting. You have to make it, fun for the kids. You have to like it for your kids to want to like it.
Yes.
Because they're gonna repeat, they're gonna hear, they're gonna feel everything that you're throwing out there. All the energy that we throw out, they're gonna feel it.
Yes. No, this is very important, brother and sister. I have 5 minutes left, inshallah. But he's right. Not only a father, the father, yes, the main, and also there is no father, only the mom got divorced, for example, the mom raising the kids, or the father raising the kids. Don't give up. You can change, you can best of the best. You can best of the best of friends, male or female, to your own kids. Speak with them, understand, listen to your kids. Listen to your kids. Not a lot of kids become addicted to the phone more than anything else. Be that a phone as a phone. Consider yourself the phone. Why? They love the phone. They can love you when you speak with them. According to their mentality.
Yeah.
We have 3-4 minutes left, inshallah. Prepare your question. Let us know, inshallah.
What I will say to the single moms,
yes,
and to single grandmothers,
again, for the mom,
single moms, single grandmothers, utilize your messages, right? Like use the messages as your community to help you.
But not all the messages, there's got opportunity, by the way.
Not all the messages, not all of them do, but if you have resources, right? Look at your neighborhood, look at your community, look at the resources that you have out there. We noticed, I've noticed, at least this year, more people have been positive towards Muslims.
Yes.
Right? This year, it's
especially the war in Gaza.
It has really opened up people's eyes towards Muslims. And so I know that some of the cities, even some of the cities here, they are doing Ramadan dinners. They want to do iftar dinners. They want to meet the Muslims. They want to. They want to see these people that we've been hiding for so long because of September 11th and this. Everybody's as Muslims we're always on the down low. But but now it's becoming the new normal is to be Muslim. And we want to know. They want to know. They want to know what we're going through. They want to know what we're seeing, what we're hearing, how we do Ramadan.
SubhanAllah, brother mentioned something very important. In time September 11, when you walk in the street as a Muslim, especially sister with hijab, me with a thawb like this, they look like us.
Yeah.
Now they look us like this, they are happy.
Yeah.
They are happy.
The first question you get is where are you from?
Exactly.
Right? They want to know.
And now, Allah will lie. A lot of people come to me. I was listening about Palestine, so and so and so.
Yeah.
Now I'm with you. I'm with many people.
Many people. The people don't know because
So
they're so ignorant to what they weren't told.
yes, but the key, take opportunity, brother and sister, this month to change, be best of the best. Yes, you can.
Inshallah.
You can. You are the best, but we want to be
Better.
best of the best.
Yeah.
Best of the best.
Inshallah.
Of the best. You can do, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
The first hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, give attention. The first hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Innama al-a'malu binniyat." Every action with the intention. And every attention with yourself, you can have your intention to change, be best of the best of the best.
Absolutely.
You can, yes, but with action.
Yeah.
Allah said, آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. Every ayah, آمنوا, believe, and عملوا الصالحات. طيب. We're going to speak of طيب soon, inshallah, more and more. Time running fast, so I'd love to speak more. If I have a question here, Sister Anisa also there, I think. Any question? Any question? No?
So far,
What
there's
do we
no-
do if we have to? Well, assalamu alaikum. How are y'all? Thank you so much for teaching us tonight. Thank you.
Will you open,
Of
sister?
course.
What do we do if we're not the only influence in the child's life, and the influence that the other influence that's going on is completely directly opposite of what you're teaching the child and influencing the child as if as in like another parent.
So if you're a parent and you're trying to teach your kids something, and you have the outside people trying to teach your kids something else, as a parent, I mean, honestly, utilizing Ramadan. I'm going to stick with Ramadan right now because that's kind of what we're talking about. Ramadan is your way of kind of instilling what you want your kid to know and what you want your kids to learn. And so keeping them away from, I mean, if you can, keep them away from other negative influences or whatever like that. Because I know I do have single parents or divorced parents who do talk to each other still, and the mom will say, well, I'm teaching my kid Islam, but the husband is teaching him to be a non-Muslim. So how do I balance the two, right? And it's very hard. It's really hard because the dad controls the father, especially I always say the father has a lot of control in these kids' lives when they get a certain age. But learning how to kind of manage to push the kids away from those negative influences. I don't know. I really don't know because every situation is different, right? It's hard to really talk about one situation when everybody's situation is like so different, man. It's such a
Maybe next time, inshallah, sister, prepare a question, even something in the family. Brother Muhammad, inshallah, will analyze that. We're going to try.
Yeah, give me the questions beforehand. I can
Yes, inshallah.
because it's already 8:31.
May Allah guide our kids and our family, Ya Rab. May Allah gather all of us with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rabbi, Ameen. May Allah Azza wa Jal make this Ramadan the best Ramadan for all Muslims, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Rabbi. Jazakumullah khair, brother and sister. Inshallah, we'll see each other bi'idhnillah next Monday with Brother Muhammad, and Saturday 8 o'clock we have tafsir of the Quran. Join us with the tafsir, inshallah, with the Sunnah forwards. Subhanakallah, Muhammad.